Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Inside Golf. And today, you know the expression, you drive for show and you putt for dough or something like that? Well, today we're going to be talking about just that, putting the ball with a special new putter from the Philadelphia area. It originated. It's called Makefield Putters. And we're going to find out what is different about Makefield Putters than any other putter on the golf market. We're here in Bensalem, the headquarters of Makefield Putters, to meet the innovators from a technology standpoint and now into the application standpoint. It's coming up next. Makefield Putters here on Inside Golf. The 25th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. Your next golf getaway is in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Visit montcogolf.com. By the First Tee Greater Philadelphia. The First Tee not only helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit firstteephiladelphia.org. By the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, a community of professionals enhancing the game of golf since 1925. Make sure you thank your golf course superintendent today. By Gap, celebrating 125 years of amateur golf. By Jersey Man and Philly Man Magazine, a digital publication and private business network. Read the current issue free at jerseymanmagazine.com. By the Haverford Trust Company. For life's must-haves, there's Haverford. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia PGA Section, the experts in the game and business of golf.
Golf is the great equalizer. For many, this journey is an escape from reality, a chance to be part of a team, a career opportunity. PGA Reach impacts lives through golf by lifting people up, giving them hope, and sending them down an alternate path that they never saw coming. With PGA Reach Philadelphia, as in life and in golf, the most important shot you take is the next one.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. We are in Bensalem, Pennsylvania, Bucks County, the home of the Makefield Putter. And this is the man who originated the idea, Everett Farr. Pretty good golfer in your day, Everett, would that be safe to say?
Pretty good. Not good enough.
But your background, and that may be because of putters, but we won't get into that. Your background is engineering.
Yes.
You went to Drexel, engineering degree.
Yep, yes.
Before you got involved in the greatest thing in putters of all time, give us an idea. What sort of inventions did you work on from your engineering background?
I've always been an engineer. When I got out of school, I was 22 when I started my first business. I never really worked for anybody. Some of the things that I invented, I'm the chief engineer on a large project out west for the extraction of hemp using nothing but water. It's kind of revolutionary. I have a plant in China, always been a manufacturer. I've always been creating and making things and building stuff.
Which brings us today here to the Makefield Putter Factory. You know, it's like the mad scientist. I walk around here. There's no grass. There's no holes cut into the grass. It's machinery. And you came up with this idea to build this putter.
Right.
What led you to that idea?
During the pandemic, my son is extremely autistic, and I was forced to go home early because the person that was helping my wife couldn't come in. We all thought we were going to die. Ironically, his last name is Calloway, so there was something there. So I went home and I would help her, and to be honest with you, I'm fairly worthless at times when it comes to that stuff. And I started watching YouTubes. And I'm watching my typical engineering stuff, building things, machines, and putter ads are coming up. And I'm watching one and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. And I started to think about it, and I visualized things in my head, and that's really how I design. I'm from the pre-computer age. And I just started thinking, what would make a ball roll better? So I started thinking of a weighting system with contrasting weights from aluminum to tungsten, machining out of a solid block of materials so I didn't have any differentiation from both sizing and casting densities. And I came up with a prototype. I'd actually spoken to the pro. I belong to Lookaway now. And I spoke to the pro up there who had been involved in a couple different putter projects, Mike Little. And I took it to him, and he went crazy over how it rolled. And then we came up with the design and came up with the putter, and we went to the PGA show in the beginning of 22, and within one day we're on the Golf Channel. On the second day, Sports Illustrated did an article on us, and on the third day we got Best New Club Technology. And it's been going crazy ever since.
All right, Everett, we are looking now at sort of the origination and the finished products of the putter phase, okay?
Yes.
Explain what happens here.
Okay, well, first we start with a solid block of 6061 aluminum, it's aircraft grade. We then place it in the machine, the block. It's a CNC, computer-operated machining. We do the underneath. Then we do the top, the face, and the back. These are the weight ports. So this would be a crude initial piece that we do.
And ultimately, this will be black in color.
Black. Then we'll do what's called a vapor hone to make the texture all the same on the outside, get rid of some of the machining marks. Then we will anodize it. We found that was our best coating for durability. That's what gives it the black.
Everett mentioned that one of his first partners in this endeavor was a fellow engineer, Matt Fuchs. So, Matt, why don't you enter and sign in, please? Good to see you.
It's good to see you.
First of all, full disclosure, you're not a golfer.
Not at all. Not once in my life, and probably never.
Well, now that you got
They
the best,
try, though.
you got the best putter on the market, that may change. But so, what got your interest in designing a putter?
Well, Everett set out in front of me something really simple, and he said, "I want to make the best golf putter out there." And I asked, "There's a lot of golf putters, aren't there? I don't know much about it, but there's a lot." And he says, "Yeah, but I want to make the best one." We found some little areas and nuances in the golf putter builds designs that we thought we could improve upon. And it was actually relatively simple, following the physics. And from there, the rest is Makefield putter history.
What were, if you could share with us, some of those little nuances that make this better than all the other putters on market?
Yeah. So one of the key innovative ideas that Everett actually came up with was this weighting system, the X3 weight system. And it originally started out as a really simple version, but it was, how do you change some of the physics of the putter to adjust for you without changing the physics? I know that sounds a little silly, but ours has the center of gravity somewhere near the middle, and somewhere near the middle here. You change a sole-weighted putter, you move the center of gravity down, you move it over. You do a lot of things to adjust, say, the weight and swing weight you want. Well, we said, how do we adjust the weight if you need a little heavier, a little lighter, without doing any of that? And so we came up with this X3 weight system, which was one of the key factors in how the putter performs and allows you to adjust for your swing, your type, your stance. You'll drop shoulder a little bit, those subtlest things, but aren't adjustable in others, and we put it in. And that was just one of the key areas to tackle with the physics that we were able to build in.
Well, there's a look at the, shall we say, design phase of the Makefield putter with the two gentlemen that got the idea off the ground. When we come back after our break, we'll take a look at the application from a couple of pretty good golfers in the Philadelphia area. Their resume proves that. More on Makefield Putters here on Inside Golf in just a moment.
It's varying where they're hitting the ball in the face.
So, what do you want to do today?
Today, I want to run. I want to skate.
Thank you.
I want to see a show. I want to play. I want to eat, like a lot. I want to sleep in a hotel. Can we do all that?
We can do all that and more.
Hey, girls! Are you kidding me? Is that for me? How? Oh, can't wait to see what you got your mother.
The BMW Road Home Sales Event, on now. Hurry in to lease a 2023 BMW X5 xDrive 40i for $889 per month.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. Today we're talking about a new device, a new putter, the Makefield Putter. This was a design we heard explained by Everett Farr, and this is Mike Little. Michael, good to see you.
Very great to see you.
And we're talking about your new life, from PGA professional to a partner in Makefield Putters. How did it all begin for you?
Yes, sir. So Everett Farr was is a member at Lookaway Golf Club, and my time during Lookaway, he approached me about a new idea he had for a putter. So we got talking about it, and I loved what he was saying, and it made a lot of sense. So he said, hey, I'm going to make a prototype of this, and I'll come back to you in a couple months and tell me what you think. And when he brought the prototype back, I was amazed at it. Immediately I said, you know what, this putter is going to help golfers. The ball roll was immediate off the face. The ball rolled as straight as can be, and the putter made it feel like it was guiding my stroke for me.
We heard from the engineer about the design, but from a professional golfer, you probably learned a little more about a putter and its relation to the ball and what happens at impact and when it gets involved in the actual roll. And from talking to you a little bit, getting into the roll phase is as soon as possible is going to make everybody a better putter.
Exactly right. And it's all about location of center of gravity. So with the Makefield VS putter, the location is in the core of the putter. That's very important. If you hit above or below the center of gravity, the ball will have a different effect. Just as if you hit left or right of the center of gravity, the ball will have a different effect on it. And what's nice is what is very nice about the VS is you have the ability to move that center of gravity to match your putting stroke. 90% of golfers fit into, say, that standard setting that we have, but there's a lot of golfers that like to tinker, right? And there's a lot of golfers that need that help with moving the center of gravity a little bit more to the toe or to the heel, or even to the face or to the back of the putter.
Now, if you could hold that putter up here, you had something to do, according to Everett, with the actual design, the under-design of this putter head. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so when he first showed me the putter, it was very spaceshipy looking, right? And it was a prototype. Like any prototype would look like, and from a golfer standpoint, I said, we have to define things a little bit more than what it is, and we just started defining things and, making the shapes better looking to the eye. So when you set up to the putter, it's set up more square to the golfer. The 4-point stance that's on the bottom of the club, that gives it a very stable, it lets it be very stable at address, to where you can just rest the putter down and it stays there. And you don't have to manipulate the club face when you're going to set up to make your putt, which, takes a variable out of putting, which is nice. And that will also lead to more putts as well.
Well, from Mike Little to Mike Brown, another Mike. And this guy is just not another golfer. He is one of the few people in the history of the Golf Association of Philadelphia to have won the Grand Slam, this year completing it with the amateur title. Congratulations on that. And your GAPS Player of the Year. So you have quite a resume.
Thank you, Harry. Yeah, I absolutely...
Don't be humble now.
Well, I love competing in GAP, and I make that well known that I'm happy to be part of the Philadelphia Golf Association. So, and this summer was even more special than most because I won the Philly Am, and I think I owe some of that to this putter.
Well, there you go, and you got it in your hands now. What's different for you, Mike, when the first time you put this grip in your hands?
Well, the first thing I noticed was the way the ball feels. This putter's made of aluminum instead of steel, so the feeling that you get with contact is
coming off the face.
Yep, coming off the face is a lot different than putters I've used in the past. Excuse me. It feels softer to me, and like the ball is being absorbed a little bit more. So that's how I'd describe it.
All right, let's bring Mike Little back in. And Mike, maybe you could describe for us, we talked a little bit together with you about how it's important to get regardless of what putter you're using, to get that ball in a roll phase as soon as possible. So while Mike is our student here and going to demonstrate, you could probably explain to us exactly what's happening down on the ground.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different variables here, Harry. So, I always start with lie angle, right? We want to make sure that the player's in the proper lie angle. And part of the 4-point stance that's on the bottom of our club head here, that helps with the lie angle. What we're looking to do is get the player to hit the ball right in the center of the club head, all right? So what you'll see is some players where they have the toe down on the ground, they'll have the heel up or the heel down, right? And what that's doing is it's varying where they're hitting the ball in the face. Using the Quintec ball roll here, that gives us all the numbers then from when Michael hit his putt. So we'll have him hit a putt here and demonstrate what the numbers are.
And get the numbers up there.
Yep.
All right, Michael, the green is yours. Center of the cup. Huh? You make a lot of those, huh?
The first one I made today. I missed everything before that.
So very simple here. On the left side of the screen here with all these numbers, this is what Michael's doing in his putting stroke. On the right side of the screen, this is how the ball is reacting off the club face. All right. So what we're looking for is a lot of green to show up on the screen. All right. So that's all color coordinated, easy for the player to.
So green is good, red not so good.
Yeah, green is good, red's not so good. Now there's times where, sometimes the number may be just a hair high and show up red, and that's up to the fitter then at that point to determine, and the player then to determine, okay, is that acceptable or not based on what we're trying to accomplish here.
Right. What's the next step? Getting it into the hands of more great golfers like Mike, or getting it in the hands of just more golfers?
Getting in the hands of more golfers, but it helps when you have players like Michael Brown playing the putter, and when you can get legends, using your putter, that really helps with sales. And this year, we have the Gap Player of the Year using our putter. The Philadelphia PGA Player of the Year uses our putter, and combined, there were about 12 wins with the Makefield VS putter this year in the Philadelphia area. So we made a great splash in Philadelphia. Now the next step is how can we spread this throughout, the country and just and keep things moving.
Thanks for having us up here at the headquarters of Makefield Putters in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. As you just heard, from the design to the application and beyond, it looks like Makefield Putters is going to be making its name known well beyond Bucks County. Gentlemen, thank you. Stay with us. More to come on Inside Golf. We got our teed-off panel ready to go. That's next. Welcome back. Inside Golf continues now with our teed-off segment. Our panelists assembled here on the back deck at Lulu Country Club in Upper Dublin, Montgomery County. Speaking of Lulu, our host is, as always, Jim Sullivan, prominent Lulu member, great golfer, and Sully.
Thanks for having me, Harry. Good to be here.
Dave Zamaro, he's a recent addition to our teed-off panel. Dave, though, is the teaching pro at Overbrook Golf Club, and he's a pretty good one because this year he was recognized as the top teaching pro in the Philadelphia section of the PGA. And Mr. Joe Logan. Do I even have to introduce this guy? He gets recognized in Wawa lines all over the Philadelphia area. Joe, frequent contributor and a man who put together myphillygolf.com. Let me begin with you, Joe. How do you decide when it's time maybe to change the tee box? Because everybody says a lot of people play from the wrong tee box, and it kind of spoils the whole day at the beginning of a hole.
They do, and it does. I used to, in my younger days, play the back tees.
You want to take it back to the tips?
Right. Those days are in my rearview mirror.
Okay.
Now, if I play a new course I've never been to, I don't look at the color of the tees. I look at what the tees are and just gravitate to whatever tee is somewhere between about 5,800 and 6,300.
That's a pretty wide range, though.
It is a pretty wide range,
Yeah.
but a lot of courses now have hybrid tees,
combo
tees, and things like that. Before we started doing this, Jim was saying that the rule of thumb is take your 5-iron distance and multiply it by 36.
Wait a minute, let me write that down.
Well, I just did that, and it came up to about 5,800 yards for me.
Really?
So that's on the shorter side of what I normally look for, but it makes for a bad day if I'm playing from too far back. But it's not too late to correct during the middle of the round. It's like, you know what, wrong tees for me, I'm moving up.
Do you, as a teacher, in addition to making sure their grip's right and their position at the top is right, do you ever talk about this? I mean, like, is that one of the final things you say, like, by the way, selecting the right tee box may make the game more enjoyable for you?
Absolutely. It's actually a hot topic, especially for me and my students. In the development stage, right, with the advances of technology and TrackMan and all of this great technology, right, nobody talks about how to make birdies and pars. And you can fix a swing and make a swing look great. Then they go out on the golf course and they play the wrong set of tees and they're shooting double bogeys and bogeys. And then what happens? They go back out and they play the same set of tees again, and now they're starting to ingrain this bad score. Whereas if they start off and they play a tee that is friendly and they can learn to enjoy and make birdies and pars, then they can gradually start to move back and keep that with them, learning and understanding how to make birdies and pars. Because like you said, your son can hit it 330 yards, right? But does he know how to make birdies and pars?
Right. Figure out how to get it in the hole.
Right, doesn't know how to get the ball in the hole. So I see
That'll come.
I
You
see
hope.
it all day, and it's a struggle, and it's a grind to get people to play back.
And it's a generational thing, you know.
Right.
It's a vanity thing. I probably in the last couple of years realized, you know, if somebody wants to play from the blues or the set number 3, whatever, now they number some of the tee boxes, fine. I don't care. Ego is checked at the clubhouse door, right?
Or
the
his should
shop
be
door.
checked, yeah.
Right.
And that's a great thing, yeah.
How about, now you played a pretty, you know, I don't want to embarrass you, but it's part of his, you know,
Almost
resume.
unembarrassable,
He
Harry.
played college
Handle it
golf
myself.
at Temple, went professional, played in a couple PGA Tour events that he qualified for.
Would have liked to have played shorter
Now
tees.
he's back to amateur status. You know, he's played in match play of the Philadelphia Am. So, I mean, this guy's got some game. Have you changed tee boxes at all, or what would make you?
Yeah, so the Saturday morning game here is the standard game might have 3 groups, so 12 or we might play 5, so might have 15 guys. We're playing the back tees. Now Lulu's a shortish course.
Which is what? Give me the number.
6,500 yard par 71.
From the tips?
Yeah,
Okay.
ballpark, something like that. There's a couple tees that we don't often play that might get it to 6,600 yards, but somewhere in there, par 71. So it's not all that long, and it's most of those 15 guys, 10 of them are scratch or 1 handicaps or better. And I'm not pushing one way or another. So a conversation I just had with my father, we've got an invitation from a cousin of his to go to Ridgewood, which just hosted the U.S. Amateur. And they have, as you can imagine, I think it's about 7,500 yard par 70, which is unbelievably long for me, and I wouldn't enjoy it. And my father's 71 years old, and he's been a great player for a long time. He said, they apparently have a day where we can play the U.S. Amateur setup. I'd like to play the greens. I don't really feel like playing 7,500 yards. I wouldn't want to play 490-yard par 4s all day either. So we would play whatever set of tees were agreeable. And if the 4 of us went out here to the first tee at Lulu, the regular men's tees would be more than enjoyable for all of us, even though most of my golf here is from the back tees. So that's kind of how it is. Interesting story, if you have a minute, on this tee selection.
For you, we have all day.
And on the topic of what Dave was saying. So I spent a couple years in Florida playing mini tours, and a story was running around about when Jerry Kelly, now a senior tour great player and had a long, great career on the PGA Tour, turned pro, and he's playing mini tours and trying to work his way through. He took some lessons from Bill Davis at Jupiter Hills, who's a long-time, great name, kind of teaching pro of the year type guy. And he said to Jerry Kelly, as a 22, 23-year-old young stud, go play the furthest set of tees up that you can. You're playing the senior ladies' tees until you're making 9 birdies around. And then move, comfortably making 9 birdies around, and then move back 1 set. And they might have 7 sets of tees there. So get the idea of making pars and birdies and get comfortable with that. And for a beginner, for my son, play the forward tees and get comfortable. And for all of us, be comfortable and happy playing golf. And if you're doing it competitively, it's a confidence builder.
That's the tip of the year. Golf is as much a mental game as it is a physical game.
Way more.
Way
90%
more. We
mental,
knew that,
50%
but Sully
yeah.
just gave us.
breaking
and what's
news.
the other second best tip of the day? What's his mathematical equation for the right
Your
tees?
5-iron distance times 36.
5-iron.
And be honest about your 5-iron.
And be honest. Is the
That
yardage
changes
you
whether
play
it's
around.
uphill, downhill, winds blowing. Too many swing thoughts. Gentlemen, thank you. More of Inside Golf coming up in just a moment. Designed by Donald Ross, Lulu Country Club is one of the premier private golf courses in Montgomery County. This classic 18-hole course boasts a new state-of-the-art clubhouse with many amenities for members to enjoy. Members are invited to play in events, tournaments, and enjoy guest privileges. For more information, contact membership@lulucc.com. The oldest state or regional golf association in the country hits a milestone this year. Gap celebrates its 125th birthday. Celebrating amateur golf since 1897, Gap has evolved to include 300-plus member clubs, more than 90,000 individual members. It offers events for males and females of all ages and ability levels. Gap continues to uphold its mission to preserve, protect, and promote the game of golf. Happy birthday, Gap. Welcome back to Inside Golf. That'll wrap it up today from Makefield Putters here in Bensalem. We got Mike Little, Mike Brown. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Hey, before we leave, there are people out there probably wanting to know how they can get a Makefield putter. Give us the answer.
So makefieldputters.com or at your local PGA Professionals golf shop.
Okay, so if you're in the Philly area, they should have a Makefield putter for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Gentlemen, thank you. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Eric.
And good luck to this venture. Seems pretty exciting, doesn't it, huh? You know, it's like inventing the wheel or inventing, the next great invention. Maybe this is it when it comes to rolling those greens. I'm Harry Donahue. Remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, remember your partner. He may be in trouble. Don't pick up. We'll see you next time here on Inside Golf. The 25th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. Your next golf getaway is in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Visit montcogolf.com. By the First Tee Greater Philadelphia. The First Tee not only helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit firstteephiladelphia.org. By the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, a community of professionals enhancing the game of golf since 1925. Make sure you thank your golf course superintendent today. By Gap, celebrating 125 years of amateur golf. By Jersey Man and Philly Man Magazine, a digital publication and private business network. Read the current issue free at jerseymanmagazine.com. By the Haverford Trust Company. For life's must-haves, there's Haverford. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998. The Philadelphia PGA Section, the experts in the game and business of golf.